Hey everyone, it's Vince. It's been a long time since we've done a vlog. We're gonna try and make this unedited in every sense and direction that we can possibly make it. But yeah, we're moving. We're moving from Montana back to Colorado Springs, and we've lived here for a little bit of time. It's been nice and everything like that. But it's time for us to kind of move back where family are and where they preside. And I think this past year and a half practically, has been an eye-opener to where it's like, you know what? We really do miss our family. And it's also, you know, with everything going on in the past over 2-3 years, it is I think it's pretty much, you know, been an eye-opener for every single person that does relate to that, to where it's like, you know, I think it's probably best to keep family close to your heart, and that's what we're gonna do. And Laura and I want to start a family sometime soon, and we kind of want to be near family when we do that. So that's another reason why we're moving back to Colorado and everything else like that. So yeah, when it comes to when we're moving, we're actually moving really soon. It's currently Wednesday right now, but we also had our last stream today. Our hard cutoff point was Wednesday, and but yeah, so what's all going on? When are we moving? When are we going to be coming back? So as of today through Friday, we're going to be pretty much finishing up, wrapping up all the packaging, putting everything in boxes and all that nice little jazz. Laura's parents and family are going to be out here helping us move throughout the weekend, and we'll probably be on the road sometime Monday or Tuesday. I don't technically know what day, but it's one of those. It's somewhere after the actual weekend. And that's about 10 to 12 hours of being on the road, depending on how fast you drive. That's usually the joke. It's how fast you're going to drive in order to be on the road. So yeah, we'll be on the road for a bit, and our short-term plans is that we'll be living with some family members for minimum of probably like 2 weeks, and in a worst case scenario 3 months. But yeah, that's the how long part. Is like, we're going to be moving in the middle of the moving process, because the moving process will not finish until we get the channel back up. Once the channel is back up and running, we're gonna be in a single spot for at least a good 6 months to a year. If not, if we get a house, which that is our ultimate goal, is to buy a house, you know, we won't be moving for a very long time, up to 10, 20, maybe our whole life. Who knows if we want any other houses afterwards, or any other, you know, land and everything too. So it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a little bit longer of a hiatus than you guys are used to. You guys, at the longest, been without the stream for about a month, maybe a month and a half. And that was during last year of probably January. So yeah, it's been it hasn't been a very good like 2 years so far. we've been having to move constantly, and it's been taking a toll on us, but we're excited to do this, hopefully one last move, and then a short move to our, hopefully, what is going to be our permanent home. Now the reason why is that there might be a short period of time where we won't be streaming and there could be a possible one more move afterwards, which will only be a short move. That will probably be like 2 or 3 days, and then we're back up streaming again, depending on if our house has internet connected and everything like that too. But the reason why is Laura and I have to save up on a down payment, pretty much like on a house and everything like that, which we say maybe minimum $10,000 to $15,000. So we have to save up. We have to save up a nice little chunk of money in order to even do a down payment on a house, in order to own a house and start paying mortgage and stuff like that too. So in order to do so, we might either have to stay with those family members or find ourselves a nice little apartment to live in for like 6 months up to a year, depending on how slow the money's trickling in. And depending on that situation, it's still fuzzy, it's still up in the air. It just depends on when we actually get there. So giving you guys a nice little, like, big old vague window on when the channel is actually coming back, so that way you guys don't expect when we come back. But yeah, it will probably be a while, but you can always keep up to date on Twitter, on here, YouTube, and on our channel Discord. We have our own little Discord where we'll talk to you guys on a regular basis. Just the community itself, and not have to share it out to, like, Twitter and Open Eyes. You got to be a part of the community to be on Discord. So yeah, there you guys go. So yeah, that's the whens and how longs. So future plans, you guys know our future plans are to acquire a home, hopefully with land, usually probably a minimum of 5 acres up to a maximum. I think the future plans probably 80 to 100 acres. Those are future plans. I don't think we're gonna get land that much, or not that much land. That would be very expensive. But that would be kind of nice to have that much land. And after we acquire a home, a house, we eventually plan on building a family and upgrading that house, expanding the house. I plan on growing fruit trees and fruit bushes, berry bushes, and stuff like that, and have my own little home Stardew experience in real life. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much our plans when it comes to why we're moving and everything, and just being closer to family. All of our family is expanding in a rapid succession. Like, Lars' relatives are having babies now, and she has to kind of be around them too, because she's the aunt. It wouldn't be a fun experience to be away from all your siblings, having kids and all that, and not being able to visit them. So that's another reason. The main reason you can get out of all of this is family. So, no selfish reasons and all that too. Even though, yeah, we're not gonna get into that. It's like, what is selfishness? Do we push it along there, or do we push it along here? I don't know. But yeah, I think it's gonna be the best for pretty much all of us, including the channel. It's going to be something to look forward to. So yeah, I guess while we're in the middle of the move and to work into our future endeavors, how's this going to affect us when it comes to pretty much communicating on the internet with you guys, staying up to date, and stuff like that. So mainly while we're moving, we'll still be connected to the internet. The only thing that will be different is that we can't stream. So we'll be able to do everything else that we usually do. I'll still be able to post art whenever I finish an art piece. I'll still be able to, do all the social media stuff and share funny, stupid memes with you guys on, Discord. That's about it. But yeah, that the only thing that will affect until we get our own internet that can handle streaming without anyone interfering is when we have an apartment or a house. We'll let you guys know when that comes to the point. So might as well talk about the stream. You guys know that I've been streaming on Twitch for almost 3.5 years now. Actually, it's been 3.5 years. Yeah, 3.5 years, getting close to 4 years. It'll be the 4-year streaming mark. July. Yeah, we've officially made the official day July 1st. So, just to make it super official, it's like July 1st. It's hard to not remember that. So July 1st is the first day we actually fully streamed on Twitch, and we started making it more of a thing, more of a channel thing, and we did it more regularly and everything like that too. So how have I been feeling? This has been a thing that's kind of been off and on, but I know that there's been one thing that has always been kind of consistent, and that is that the one thing I've been kind of disappointed about is mainly like how much energy I can put into the stream, what I can do with the stream, and everything like that. And the only reason why I've been working at 50% to 20% capacity when it comes to the amount of enthusiasm I can give into the channel, what I can do in the channel, is because we've been living in places where it's not just Laura and I, or there's neighbors, or there's other stuff like that. And it's usually just because of other people. That's the reason why I don't talk super loudly. I don't put more energy into it, because usually when you put more energy when it comes to talking, you tend to speak naturally louder. And that's usually not the case with me for these past 3 years. I've been having to keep my energy levels at a very, like, a big old minimum. And so yeah, you guys only been seeing the streams compared to my JTV days, because I used to, before Twitch ever existed, there was a site, a wonderful site called Justin.tv, JTV for short. I discovered that in 2007, and I came across a nice little channel called All Games Radio with Scott Rubin, which was the co-founder of G4. And I instantly fell in love with the concept of being able to live stream to anyone at any time with, certain aspects of, okay, you gotta kind of teach yourself how streaming works. Stuff like OBS, and USB mics and cams and all that were really a very big thing. Streaming was not really kind of a thing that was made easily. You had to use a lot of third-party software and really know how to pretty much turn yourself into a sound engineer in order to even get it going. And don't even get me started on capture cards. Capture cards are plentiful these days. But now, going back into the JTV days, you really got to figure out like what you're gonna do. So there was a couple little hacks to do it. There was a couple, maybe like your little bitty handfuls of like capture cards. You had the Avermedia A180 and the Dazzle, and that was kind of some of those things. But the reason why I'm talking about JTV is another thing that kind of was a big concern for me, especially after I even started streaming back on Twitch. I'm used to the days of JTV where discoverability, although when I started, wasn't hard. All you had to do was press the start button and you would have like 20 to 30 people come into your channel and checking it out, and they'll probably give it a nice little follow and stuff like that, because there wasn't a such thing as subscribing. So I forgot what the button was. I don't know if it was considered a follow button or something like that, but either way, it wasn't hard at all on JTV because there wasn't a lot of competition until the mid 2008. Mid 2008, that's when things started getting saturated. But by that time, me and the co-founder of Two Crazy Gamers back then already had our channel established. We were we're always technically on front page at least 3 out of the 5 days we would stream, and we had a blast. It was fun. And then stopping around beginning or mid 2009, I had to ghost. I had to be pretty much out of the internet scene for like 6.5 years, and it took a toll. It definitely took a toll on me. In between that time too, like, I was doing YouTube stuff, but it wasn't the same because I started the YouTube stuff with no one knowing it was me. Like, none of the people on JTV even knew I was doing YouTube stuff. So I was doing a bunch of YouTube stuff and bringing a YouTube channel from the ground up. In probably, I think I started that in 2011, probably 2011. And in 2011, YouTube's already a saturated fucking market. They're already doing their crazy algorithm experiments before it became a real big problem. But I was able to grow that channel. So I started growing that from the ground up. And Lord and behold, something else happened in my life. And then I had to cut that out too. So you see where I'm going here. So I spend a few years away from doing anything internet-wise, except for maybe being on social media to see what people are talking about. And I come across to find out that the site Twitch still existed, which before Twitch was even their own site, was a sub-branch of Justin.tv. It was like Justin.tv/Twitch/ and then the username or channel. So you had that thing going on. And then Twitch became its own little website, absorbed JTV. You guys know the history. And the rest is history. But yeah, started over 3.5 years ago. And we started this channel from the ground up. It was first called Amatory Night because I was the only one streaming, and I also wanted a fresh slate and stick with my Amatory Night name, which was on YouTube at the time. Now, we're back to Two Crazy Gamers with a new co-founder, but still one original. So it might be weird for anyone in the future that knew the Two Crazy Gamers name during, the Justin.tv age, where, the biggest streamers on there were 4Player Podcasts, Richie Manic, or in this case, Martini Gaming, Swifter, Schlep, V-Richter, and a bunch more. And, but we were, pretty much equals in all that because we all started at the same time. And it feels weird to know that you are a veteran more of a veteran than people like Dan's Gaming and Tally and all these other people, Man vs. Game and all that. They didn't really exist until we left. But the thing is, a good amount of us had to leave because it wasn't our choice. And to come back and the Twitch not knowing that you have been streaming longer than they were even conceived, to not know anyone that you were pretty much one of the other founders of streaming video games, kind of sucks. But it's the thing that's such in the past that it doesn't really technically bother me anymore. But it really took me about a good actually 3 years to kind of just conceive. And it doesn't matter if you're a veteran or anything or not, you're out of the game. But that's the thing. I never really meant for streaming to be a job, to be a career maker or anything like that. But the whole what if scenario, it tends to stick with you for such a long time when it comes to, if you're in my type of position, to where if things didn't happen in the past and I was able to keep streaming with the amount of people that have always been coming to our channel and all that, we would probably have been the longest running channel on JTV and Twitch, going on from, I think it would have been 14 or 15 years, because 2007, 13 years. Yeah, no, 13, about almost 15 years. If I didn't have to stop, we would have been 15 years running when it came to streaming. Now I have to tack on 2 years to my measly 3.5 years if I contribute, JTV. Because I only streamed on JTV for, probably like 2.5 years. And yeah, 2.5 years. I only streamed on JTV for like 2.5 years, but we had a huge community. It was surprising. Like, that's the thing that took me a while. That's the reason why it took me a while to start streaming again, going back to Twitch, and still having a super ridiculously small channel. And yeah, in certain ways I have to be very truthful. It still bugs me. But, you can't really do anything about it, and you kind of learn to accept it. It's like, look, I can do like 30 things 10 times better, but it will still not grow the channel, and it never will grow the channel. I could produce movie quality stuff on this channel right now, and it won't change anything. That is just the beast that is Twitch. I can do so many things better. Do it to almost a premium, and it will not change the status of this channel at all. So I can put as much energy as I want, or very little energy as I want, into this channel. But you just kind of have to learn to accept that growing at least this channel that we have now, it will grow when it wants to grow, as long as Twitch allows it. Which Twitch hasn't allowed this channel to grow for the past 2 years now. We had a huge growth spurt. Well, I guess in the last, the first year and a half, and then 2 years has been a very slow trickle. So that's where we are right now. It's been a very slow trickle, but we haven't really grown substantially ever since. And a lot of people would probably quit right now, but this is where the positivity starts to come into play now. I'm not like most people on Twitch. or on the internet in general. First and foremost, this has always been a hobby of mine. So when us people that used to stream on Justin.tv, there was no way in hell to ever get paid for what you did. Even if you streamed for hundreds, if not thousands of people, at most, I think the most you could ever have, anyone has ever gotten streaming was about 3,000 people. So the pool of viewers for certain channels were very not as big as you would see now, which there have been some streamers that have hit the hundreds of thousands, which is insane because you imagine how many stadiums that is. That's a lot of fucking people. But the positivity comes in the situation to where, you know, this is a hobby, this is a passion of mine that I want to keep doing until the day I die. And those small little setbacks, mental setbacks, and it doesn't really affect anything except for a very short-term mental process of mine, to where eventually I will get over with it and everything like that. Like JTV and the past community I had and everything that happened in the past is now officially in the past. But it does still affect me in very small ways here and there from time to time. Like, I'm very, very used to a very fast-moving chat and an active community, and I'm still like that. And it's been so weird for the past, especially this year and last year, it's been bizarrely slow on Twitch. Like, even some of the popular channels, their chats haven't actually been moving as fast as usual. And maybe it's because the past year and a half to 2 years have been so hard on people that it's kind of hard to kind of open up and talk into, you know, live stream chats anymore. And maybe that's a very small case of people, but it's Twitch keeps getting much and much more bizarre the more I stream, to where it's like, you know, people are very always walking on eggshells no matter what channel you're on, unless you're in a channel that's known for, you know, saying whatever you can say and not getting banned for it or something like that. But I don't know, everything is so fragile on Twitch, you know, where everyone's worried about doing something either as a streamer or a viewer, and it gets kind of tiresome half the time. I understand why maybe my chat or associates chats, because even the people I follow, some of the smaller channels, even smaller than mine or bigger than mine, have very slow moving chats kind of like mine. And it's like, it's weird. A lot of people don't like talking anymore. It's so weird, because here's the big, you know, wake up call to a lot of people. What makes live streaming great, especially for the viewer anyway, and mainly for the viewer, but really good for the streamer, is that when you're live streaming and you're holding a conversation with like at least just one person or two people or even more for the most of your stream, that's half the content right there. And to not have people actually wanting to talk, you're missing half of your content. If no one is willing to talk in someone's channel, that's 50% of the channel's like entertainment value. And it is very awkward. Like, yes, I trained myself to talk to myself by myself for over 2 or 3 years because of YouTube. So I'm used to that. I'm used to being able to just kind of talk to myself, having my own conversations, and doing whatever. But man, when it comes to a live stream and doing that, Like, yeah, I can do it, but it's super awkward to have someone come into your channel, do like an emote, maybe say one thing, and not continue like maybe a conversation that you're trying to continue as a streamer. It is rough. It's not how JTV was and all that. And people have changed on the internet greatly. Like that's I'm just saying how it is. It is a very less social way of thinking when it comes to Twitch itself. You know, maybe I just have a very quiet people. Maybe I'm just surrounding myself with quieter communities. Maybe I need to start making friends with more talkative people, because I miss the art of conversation. And that's the thing that makes Twitch very lonely. It's been a heavy issue that's been plaguing me the most. And not having someone that knows how to talk to someone else, even when it comes to typing in a chat, can get depressing. Because even though I love my community, we've been streaming for long enough now to where we can call a good amount of these people friends, and even if family. I would say 99% of the people that are community members are not talkers. They don't like talking. They don't have a lot to say. They're not very good in conversation. I'm just gonna say that out there. Not very good in conversation aspects. But I'm not holding that against them. I'm not mad at anyone. But all the people that do like to talk are somewhere else. They have their own communities. They don't really need to go to other channels. And that's kind of sad too, because I think the biggest thing that would help this channel, Two Crazy Gamers, definitely in the future, is to have more talkative people. Because I never have a hard time continuing a conversation, talking to you guys while playing games and everything like that. But yeah, I think that was mainly always been my biggest issue when it comes to Twitch. It's like, yeah, I know you can't force people to have conversations. Like, I don't even look at my viewer list. I only acknowledge the people that really do actually say something in chat. I say hello, have you been doing, and everything like that. I do all the little tricks here and there, unless they are like an actual community member, like my mods or my regulars. They know what's up. They know how it is. But with new people and all that, I do every little trick in the book without, of course, annoying them. If they're a new person and I annoy a new person, it can be a problem. So yeah, and I'm also looking at time now. This is like 33 minutes now, and I've been talking more about my annoyance to Twitch. And I'm sorry it went maybe in a negative route, but I want to really get a lot of this stuff off my chest before I come back. Because if I don't get all this stuff off my chest, it's gonna just follow me back into streaming. And this is a good platform to kind of do it. So, yeah. But to wrap all that up, I have no personal issues with anyone that I know of. You know, my mods are good, my regulars are good, and everything else like that. So that's not a problem. I'm just having to try and just get used to it. But when we do have our house, we're going to put a lot more energy. We're going to do a lot more different things. I plan on putting a lot more creativity on top of that energy I'm going to start bringing to these future streams. Because we've been kind of in a rut for at least a year now. Mainly just focusing on playthroughs, kind of lethargically doing streams on a 5 out of 7 days a week. And, you know, once you start getting into a routine, you don't change things up, you start to lose a little bit of that creative aspect of streaming. I've been having fun for the past year, but I feel like I could have done 10 more creative aspects into the stream and made so many other things better. And I just haven't, and it's been bugging me. And but yeah, that's all in the past now. So in order to fix a lot of the things that have bugged me for the past, I don't know, maybe about a year or two, because I know I was been addressed about, I think it was 6 months past before, about around 6 months to maybe about 8, where my mods have told me straight up, saying, "Hey Vince, we're kind of afraid of you." But that was a huge eye-opener, and I've become, from what I know, I don't know if they've said anything else afterwards, but I've, tried to be a lot more nicer, a lot more open, and everything else like that too, because I think the reason why I snapped at a lot of people was that I had to really started getting used to what Twitch is and how it is when it comes to just communities and all that. And I'm kind of hoping they don't still feel like that, and some other people that know the channel feel like that, because I always look, I don't know if I still look super intimidating or I look like I'm always angry and pissed off at people. It's like, that's why I try and smile more, because I'm not pissed off or angry at anyone. But I guess the aggressive levels still need to kind of go down. I've always catch myself being on the defensive for some reason. Like, I always have to defend myself when it comes to a lot of things, mainly when it comes to video games. It's like, why am I doing this? Why am I trying to defend anything that I do on the stream or what people say? It's a huge waste of time, don't you think? And I kind of wanted to, especially during this time, I don't want to start streaming again until none of that's an issue anymore. I want to make sure that you guys are always 100% comfortable talking in the chat for the rest of this, channel's lifespan. I don't want you guys ever feeling worried what I'm gonna say, even if you say the dumbest thing possible, unless you say something racist, and then you don't have to worry about me. You just kind of broke TOS. You just kind of broke the terms of service there. But I still feel like you guys aren't comfortable talking to me as a person, even though some of you guys have known me for over 2 years now. And so when I do come back, there's going to be a lot of things that are changing, and the biggest change is going to be me. I'm going to be changing. I'm going to be a much more positive person, a less defensive person to battle against new and even some of the older people. When someone brings up something positive or negative in the channel, I'm mainly either going to respond in a neutral or a positive manner, more uplifting manner, but never negative. That's the biggest hurdle that I'm probably gonna have to deal with, is even though sometimes saying the negative thing that is the truth is the best thing you can do, I'm starting to realize that maybe that's not the best thing to do. Because I've always had a very low tolerance when it comes to people even showing the slightest bit of stupidity. But I gotta remember, I'm on the internet. There's nothing but stupid. So I gotta just I just gotta deal with it. I gotta change, and I gotta become a better person. So that's another reason why I'm actually not too worried about this long-term hiatus. Like, we're gonna make this hiatus a improvement for the channel, but not just an improvement for the channel, but an improvement for me and our future. You know, personal future and the channel's future and your guys' future. I eventually want to help you guys out in the future one way or another, either through the channel or even because of the channel I can start helping other people out. But it just depends on if I can change. So I just feel like even though I don't get a lot of feedback from my mods, I can already see their words in chat now that things probably haven't changed too much. Not like it's, I know it's been better, but it could be so much better, so much more better. But I can see their words now, like Zombies or Mega's words, that I'm still a little too defensive, a little too aggressive, a little too, you know, kind of semi-mean-spirited. I don't want to be like that anymore. You know, I never wanted to be like that. But to come from where I come from, you guys have already heard about my past when it comes to streaming. And when it comes to having certain community, and it's the expectations and having to get familiar with something new again. I've been having to deal with that for my whole entire life. I've been in a military family. I grew up as an army brat, so I've never had permanent friends and permanent family members and stuff like that. And it starts to just wear and tear on you over these years. I'm now 30 years old and I've never had anything permanent in my life. And it sucks. The only thing permanent in my life has been my mom and me. That has been the only thing permanent in my life. That and some of my more distant relatives that are in the East Coast. Like my grandma and some of my cousins. But it, you know, I guess that comes with the territory of, you know, how I grew up and everything too. But yeah, I really do need to, especially if I'm planning on becoming a father in another year to few years after this, I gotta become a better person. I don't think I have a choice anymore. So there you guys go. For anyone that's going to be watching this video, I plan on becoming a father. You know, minimum of 1 kid, maximum of maybe 3. I don't know how many kids we plan on having. It just depends on after our first one and our second one. And depending on how we're feeling after that, maybe we'll have that stopping point. Who knows? But I don't have a choice. I have to become better as a person, and a personality wise, and how I handle other people. Usually I'm very strict, and I'm used to snapping at people because a lot of people are just fucking stupid. But I need to stop thinking like that now and start kind of, in a way, treating them like how you would handle a kid, but being a lot more respectful because most of these people are adults, and treat them like a respectful adult even though they're acting completely and utterly bonkers. So in order to train yourself to do that, you just have to have a different mindset. And the thing is too, there's been a lot of streamers that had to do that, or else they would have never continued streaming because they were losing their love and passion for it. One of them was Carnage. Carnage used to be very mean to his viewers. He used to be like me. And you see where he is now? He is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, the most successful, the most beloved, and no one ever thought he was ever mean. But he was. He was very aggressive. He used to snap at a lot of people. And he said this before. In his, hell, he said it in his live stream of like a few months ago. It's like, I would not have my channel now unless I changed as a person. And I'm pretty much on the same period now, where I'm not really worried about growing the channel and diving into an algorithm, but I do want to do more networking, as in like talking to more people. I just want to be more social, and I want to be considered more of the friendly streamers out there, and even if it's to the point to where I'm just a chill streamer, I just want to be more of a person that anyone can go to and talk to. And that's gonna take some work, maybe, because apparently I'm not the nicest person. Even though I try my best to not say anything mean, I guess I just come off as a mean person, and that just needs to change. So that's gonna be the biggest change when it comes to the stream before we ever come back. I'm gonna make 100% sure that I will never snap at anyone ever again on Twitch or anything like that, unless they absolutely 100% deserve it. If they 100% deserve it because they're either being racist or something like that, then yeah. But if they're just, you know, being a backseater, just being stupid that day, I just need to learn to let things slide, not have to like defend myself when it comes to certain games I'm playing or something like that too. This is weird. People were not like that on JTV. You know, Twitch is just a different beast. And you got different people. They handle streaming differently as viewers. So it's something that you just have to evolve over the time, and it's taken me now to like really wanting to change things. Yeah, I'll change myself, and then we'll start working on future projects, including doing more different, more things on the channel on a variety base, because we are a variety channel, mainly when it comes to games we play, but we should do more live streams, including just chatting and cooking streams and doing things hopefully will be on our land, and being able to do outdoor events with you guys as the chat, and so much more. There's endless possibilities if we do get our, what could be a dream home, even if it first starts out as a fixer-upper. So, yeah, there was this video was mainly to, yes, at first bring you guys up to date, but also just get a lot of that weight off my chest. Because although I've had my frustrations, I think that those past frustrations I've had coming back into the streaming environment has also caused me to be a very bitter person. And I'm very self-aware of that. And it's taken me such a long time. And that's why I've been doing a lot more coffee streams, casual streams, to just slowly just get rid of it all. Get rid of all that bitterness and stuff like that too. And the thing that still just kind of bugs me is the chat not moving. It's like, am I doing something wrong here? That's how I feel some of the days. Some days, not every day, but some days I feel like I'm failing you guys as the streamer. It's like, should I even be streaming today? It's like, do you want me to stream today? I don't know. But that shouldn't be the case either. Because even though the chat won't move maybe like more than 2 or 3 times in one day, Um, it's just a day, just one day that kind of was like wasted because not a lot of people enjoyed it, or they enjoyed it in silence. And maybe that's what I need to think about. It's like, even though the chat might not be moving as much, I know there's at least one person always watching on a daily basis that is at least enjoying it in silence. And that's all that matters. One person. So there's nothing to be bitter about. I mean, it's my hobby. I just have these weird past expectations that have been just clouding what I want to do, what I want to get out of it. And it's been something I've been struggling with ever since I started streaming on Twitch. And it's because the whole atmosphere of Twitch, everyone's looking to become a partner or to have more viewers, followers, concurrent viewers, more subscribers, getting paid more. It's a bad atmosphere for someone that wants to just do it as a hobby, at the very least. As like not everyone, but a good amount of people that are on Twitch didn't start streaming on Twitch because it was a hobby for them. You can tell that a lot of people quit Twitch because they didn't start it out that way. I'm not one of those people. I'm never gonna stop streaming unless I'm either dead or something like that. I mean, that's the only thing I can think about. It's like, if one day the channel never comes back, it's probably because I passed away. So that's the case. That is the absolute case of it. So if I plan on doing this for another 20 to 30 plus years, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of it. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my time on either Twitch, YouTube, wherever I go, even after Twitch dies. Because Twitch will eventually die. They'll probably get phased out or something like that. Liquidated by Jeff Bezos or whoever else is gonna be. Yeah, because there's gonna be a new CEO, so whoever's gonna phase out Twitch. But yeah, I'll always be doing some form of streaming, whether anyone likes it or not. I hope to, find more friends, create more friends, by talking to people. I like how I say create more friends. Like, how do you create more friends? Well, a person comes into the channel, you talk to them, you make a connection. It's like, oh, we both like this game. Hello, friend. And there you go. But yeah, where am I going with this? But yeah, I mean, I pretty much laid all my cards out in the open for you guys. You guys can comment down below on how you feel about how I've been when it came to the stream and how to perceive it afterwards. But I know what I need to work on, and this is the perfect time to do it because I won't be able to stream for quite some time. This is going to be probably the longest hiatus from streaming that I've had ever since, well, between JTV and Twitch. It's not going to be that long. It's not going to be years away from streaming, but it's going to be long enough to where when I do come back to streaming, all those past expectations, how I do things, how much energy I put into the stream, and how I really perceive the people that are on the platform, it's all going to be changed, either gone with. Like, I'm still going to be me, but I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to be a nicer me. And what happened to OBS? I hope the video is still going. It's still going. Okay. It just did something weird. It like blacked out for a second, even though the video was still going. But yeah, I think I'm done. I've been talking for almost an hour, but I had a lot to say. So I'll most likely see you guys next time. I'll make a shorter video when we're done moving, giving you guys an update and how things are going. And sorry this was an hour-long video, but positivity from here on out, and I hope to see you guys in the future. And as always, enjoy yourself.